Okay, let's talk about something we've all been through. It's that one thing, that project, that goal, that idea you've got. And for some reason, you just can't seem to, well, start.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? The idea is right there. It's crystal clear in your mind.
And it's not a new thought either. It pops into your head all the time, just kind of hanging out, reminding you of what you want to be doing. And every time it shows up, you tell yourself the same thing. Yeah, I'll get to it soon. But soon is a funny thing, isn't it? It never quite seems to show up. That starting line just stays right where it is. So, what is actually going on here? So days start to blur into weeks, and that great idea, it's just sitting there. And it's so easy to blame yourself, to think it's about willpower. But the real reason is way more interesting. It's like a game your mind is playing, and we're about to figure out the rules. See, the thing that gets us stuck isn't something out there in the world. No, it's a series of really clever traps that our own minds set for us. Okay, so trap number 1 is a classic, the search for the perfect moment. We tell ourselves, oh, I'll start when I have more energy, or I'll do it when I know exactly what to do, or when I'm 100% sure it'll work. Here's the catch, though. That perfect moment, it doesn't exist. It's a finish line that keeps moving further away the closer you get. Now, this is where it gets fascinating. To help us wait for that perfect moment, our brain does something called a mental simulation. It plans everything out. It imagines the steps. It organizes the whole project right there in your head. And this daydreaming is so vivid, it actually gives you the feeling of making progress, even when you haven't moved an inch. And this really gets to the heart of it. On one side, you have simulated progress, all that planning and imagining that feels super productive. But on the other side, you have actual progress, doing the thing, getting it done. The problem is, our brain gets a nice little reward from just thinking about it, which makes doing it feel a whole lot less urgent. So let's really zoom in on that one critical moment. You've pushed past all that, and you finally decide, okay, right now, I'm doing it. But in that split second, right before you actually start, something happens. It's this invisible resistance. It's not some big scary wall. It's way more subtle than that. It's just a tiny, quiet flicker of hesitation. But it's just enough to slam the brakes on all your momentum.
And in that moment of hesitation, your brain offers you a genius way out, the low-pressure escape. Instead of tackling the big, hard thing, you suddenly think, oh, you know what I should do first? Clean out my inbox. You grab onto an easier task because, hey, it feels totally justified.
Now that little escape maneuver isn't just a one-time thing. Oh no, it's actually the first step in a really powerful loop that turns a single moment of delay into a full-blown habit. And that's when you say the magic words, you know what? I'll just start later. I'll do it tomorrow. This isn't a real plan. It's a pressure release valve. It makes all that discomfort from the resistance just disappear, at least for now. So you end up in this pattern, this loop. You get the idea. You feel that resistance, so you delay. You escape to an easy distraction, and then you hit the reset button by promising to do it later. And this loop just runs on repeat. And every time it does, the thought of actually starting gets pushed further and further away. Okay, this next part is maybe the most important piece of the whole puzzle. Because if you're stuck in this loop, it is so easy to think the problem is you, but it's not.
Right? It feels personal. It feels like you're just not disciplined enough, like it's some kind of character flaw. You convince yourself that you're just lazy.
But what if that feeling is just wrong? What if blaming yourself is missing the entire point?
Here's the big idea. This whole pattern isn't a flaw, it's a system. It's a feature, not a bug. Your brain is just running its ancient, built-in software for handling uncertainty, managing effort, and, most importantly, conserving energy. Starting something new is risky, and it takes a lot of fuel. So this loop, it's your brain's perfectly logical way of keeping you safe and efficient.
And that brings us to the simple, powerful truth behind it all. The reason you keep waiting isn't because you're lazy or because you don't care. It's because your brain did some quick math and decided that starting feels a whole lot heavier than just thinking about it.
And this whole system just runs in the background, quietly.
So gradually, day after day, that you don't even realize it's happening. Until one day, you kind of wake up and look around.
And you realize all this time has passed, and you're still standing right there at the beginning.